First of all, I would like to thank Dubai FinTech Summit for having such a beautiful summit and organizing such a beautiful summit where we have all the key players of the area from all over the world presenting what they do best, presenting what they can accommodate, and presenting what they can contribute to the digital economy of UAE, GCC, and all across the world. So I'd like to introduce ourselves first. I'm the chairman of AFI. We are a company fund which is investing into fintech companies. And one of the main brands which we completely own is Pay10. Pay10 is a licensed entity, licensed for a payment aggregator license in India. We've been in India for 5 years now, had a beautiful growth in last 5 years of we being in India. We have large customer base, approximately 100,000 plus merchants, good GMV. We have been part of the success story of the growth in India for the digital economy. From that success story, we felt that we have the experience, the knowledge and know-how, and we felt the need that we need to go global. Hence, we opened the headquarters for Pay10 Global in UAE, and we are now expanding into GCC and MENA. We've already applied our licenses in UAE, we've applied our licenses in Morocco, and we plan to expand in Qatar, Oman, and Saudi as we progress. We have a very clear vision. It's a very basic and very simple vision. We have to make the payments seamless. We have to create the best user journey for the customers of the merchants. We are in the B2B segment, and now in UAE and India, we'll also be expanding into a B2C segment. So we'll have our licenses in place in India very soon. We'll be launch a B2C app, and also we'll have our licenses in place by God's grace in UAE and Morocco so that we can launch a B2C app. We have two visions in Pay10, a domestic vision and an international vision. As we are licensed in India and expecting our licenses across countries where we have applied, it's a very simple thing. That's what we do for a living, transfer payments. How we can achieve a better success rate for our merchants, that's on the B2B side. How we can achieve a better customer journey for our customers, that's what Pay10 is about. Better success rates, cheaper solutions for merchant, because in today's market, it's a very price-sensitive market. Everybody who's doing business, everybody who is focusing on launching an e-commerce platform, everybody's worried about the cost. So at Pay10, we focus on the local payment methods. When I say local payment methods, I mean in India, we use UPI to make payments. UPI, which is a product of NPCI, has been a huge success. As far as I remember, in 2018, in India, UPI used to do 5 billion transactions in a year. Last month, UPI did 13 billion transactions. That is in a month. That is the growth which we can see in fintech in India, and that is the growth which we are seeing, we will see in fintech across the world. So hence we wanted to capture the opportunity and go global and be part of the success stories of, along with the countries, along with the regulators of that particular country. Also in UAE, we want to focus on the local payment method, which is now there is a scheme by the central bank by the name of ANI, which completely focuses on the local payment method. When I say local payment method, I mean transfer from one bank to another bank using a seamless platform, which is used peer-to-peer via mobile application, and there is no interface. So just scan and pay. That's what we are focused on. And we have seen, when I first started the business, we only used to hear one thing: cash is king. Cash is king. Well, those days are over now. Digital payments is the king. That's where nobody wants to carry cash today. Nobody wants to carry a wallet. Nobody wants to carry anything. Everybody wants to make a payment through mobile. That's it. So Every fintech company needs to focus on that. Every fintech company needs to focus on how they can make that journey smoother, how they can make a journey cost effective for their merchants, how they can make a journey which is a beautiful journey for the customers from one end to another end. We have seen a huge growth in India. We have seen the power of an alternative payment method, the power of local payment method in India. We have seen every small vendor from the streets to the enterprise merchants on the top using these payment methods. We felt the need that with this experience which we have in India, we should go and further venture out into different countries where we can focus on similar payment methods. Every country, every company has to play their own role. We are a fintech company. We need partnership with banks. Banks need to partner with fintechs. A story cannot be complete when banks and fintechs they come on one platform. I always say banks cannot become fintech, fintechs cannot become banks. They have to be partners. They have to play each other's partner's role. That's what we believe. We always there has to be one platform. Everybody has to come on the same platform. It's a big mission. It's a big vision for every country. Every country wants to become completely come on a digital platform. Every company doesn't want to deal with cash. They want to have minimum intervention with cash. They want to know how and when they can save that extra money which they spent on handling the cash and go digital. Well, fintech's company can help achieve that. They have to put in the extra effort. I've been around the summit since morning. I see companies have very innovative ideas, very creative ideas, but at the end, we just have to make a payment transfer from one end to another end. And we need to focus how seamlessly we can do it, how quickly we can do it, and how cost effective we can do it. And that's what Pay10 is all focused on. So that's the domestic vision. Then we also have an international vision. What is our international vision? Our international vision is simple: how we will connect companies which we have across the globe between each other to make cross-border payments smoothness. That is another pain area now, which we see globally. Every merchant, every company talks about cross-border payments. We have the necessary license in place in India to receive cross-border payments and to send cross-border payments. That is a pain area for all the merchants across the globe, because we feel, and we can give you a use case of all the enterprise merchants. They want to be present in the markets like India, but there is too much efforts they have to put in to set up a company, to receive the payments, and then transmit the payments back to their home country or back to their domicile accounts. We at Pay10 can help solve that problem. We can help solve that problem for enterprise merchants across the globe. They can collect payment in INR, and we can remit payment to their respective accounts in USD and Euro. And we can give them a local payment solution. I think that's very important, because cross-border is a pain area. So we are specializing in cross-border now. That's our next area we want to specialize in, how we can help not just domestically receive money from merchants and give them the settlements, but how we can cater to the domestic cross-border area. People talk to me about what is the future? What is the future of cross-border? What is the future of cross-border? Well, the future of cross-border is, people talk about the digital assets. Digital assets, beautiful. Digital assets have transformed the whole fintech game in the whole world. But I see, and I foresee, and I see CBDC as the future. There has to be a digital asset which has to be regulated. There has to be a digital asset in which people have faith. Today, when we buy or sell currency, when we put the money in the account, there is a peace in our mind. The money is lying in my bank account. That peace can be created by the central bank digital currencies, the vision which every country wants to focus on. That piece can be then used to transmit monies across borders, seamless transfer across borders. So when people ask me what is the future for cross-border payments. I see CBDC is the future for cross-border payments. How countries can empower themselves with the CBDC and how central banks and regulators can use that tool to make cross-border payments seamless for banks. Because at the same time, digital asset is the best way to do cross-border payments, but not all regulators, not all banks can deal with digital assets which are not regulated. So I see CBDC as the future. And we are very committed, very focused to partner with various fintech companies, work closely with regulators, and how closely with governments, and how we can use CBDC to use cross-border payments. Of course, it's a dream, but every dream has a reality. Right now, everybody thinks CBDC is far away. Well, that's what people thought about UPI back in 2016, 17. And people will say, how can a street vendor receive payments digitally? He will have to get a POS machine. He'll have to spend $120 on a POS machine. Well, now, last week when I was in India, I bought an ice cream for probably 1 dirham, and I paid by a sound box. That is the power of fintech. That is the power of all the companies which we have gathered here today, with only one mission and one vision, right? How we can make the whole economy digital. Similar way, I feel there is a future in CBDC. I'm sorry, I'm going not just talking about Paytm, I'm talking about fintech in general. I just feel that we all should talk about the fintech more than what we do. I mean, what we do it's fairly simple. We are a payments company, we are licensed for that in various countries, and we do. But I see a future in cross-border when it comes to CBDC. I see countries and regulators can become part of the digital asset industry, digital asset market share which is being created right now. I see a future in this. And I feel the regulators and central banks can be part of it. How quickly, when? Well, that's a very difficult question to answer. Because when we were planning, so 2019 we had merchants. No, merchants never used to ask for anything apart from MasterCard, Visa card payments, card payments. Today when merchants come to us, they only ask about UPI. Not long ago, and the transformation, the entire landscape has changed. And we feel the landscape will change cross-border as well. As Paytm, what we are trying to achieve is to focus on particular customers who are unbanked in countries, or the right word for those customers who have lower salaries, who are still using the cash. When they get money every month in UAE, they go to the ATM machine, they withdraw the cash, they spend the cash, or use the exchange houses to send the money home. We, as a company, want to focus on that how can we keep that money which has come to an account to be in the economy? How can we create an ecosystem which will help those people save their money in the wallet, in the account, because we are applying for a SVF license. We hope that we can get the SVF license or partner with banks to launch an app. How can we give faith to the customer, or give that extra importance to the customer that he can keep the money in the economy? And how can we empower him to use the money for his expenditure in the country, and how can he remit the money back home instantly? It's not something new which we are offering. The banks offer that. There are various banks who are offering that from so many years, instant transfer. But there is a small gap in that, we feel. When we say instant transfer does not mean that you send money from here to India. Instant transfer can only be completed when he receives the money in the type of instrument the customer wants it to receive. I'll give you an example. Today, you can say various banks are providing instant money transfer payment scheme to India. But do they want that money in the bank account, or do they want the money in the wallet? What is the end we want the money in? Hence, we build the rails. We build the rails with various partners across the globe, so the customer can actually choose. If he wants to send money to Philippines, he may not want to send the money to the bank account. He wants to send the money to the wallet. So to do that instantly is what we are trying to achieve. To give that power to people to send money back home without thinking twice. And that will encourage them to not to send the money immediately and the first day of the day they get the salary. Because right now that's how the trend works in this part of the world. So we are very focused on achieving that, giving the best customer service, giving the best customer journey. Because at the end, in payments business, it all comes down to two things. For a customer to customer, what is the user journey? Today, everybody or a lot of people use Apple Pay. People use Apple Pay because it's customer journey. People do not know how is the money going from this end to the merchant. They're not concerned how is it going. But what they're concerned is how quickly and how seamlessly they can send the money. So as Paytm, we are very focused. I can always say, if somebody has to do 3 clicks to send the money, there's something wrong with us. Today, the payment has to go in 2 clicks. Scan, pay. Click, pay. That's how it needs to be. And that's what Paytm is focusing on, to make that user journey seamless. People talk about artificial intelligence. I think we are far away from artificial intelligence yet. We still have to create that as a payments company. We still have to create that user experience first. We still have to reach the optimum user experience for everybody to transmit money from A to B. Of course, artificial intelligence can be very useful. People talk about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can be very useful in analyzing the data before the payment is made. That's what we are focusing on. How can we stop fraud happening on our platform before the transaction has happened? That's what we require artificial intelligence for. Because we see the transactions happen, the money has gone, and then we go to complain to the banks and fintech, oh, there was a chargeback, there was a payment issue, there was a this. So we are focusing on and how we can use the SMR activities, how we can scan while the customer is typing in his details or trying to put a mobile number, trying to register the customer. Can we use artificial intelligence and data analytics at that stage before the transaction is performed? That's where AI will be helpful. That's what we're trying to build here. If the transaction is performed, that's a postmortem. It's already happened. How can we use AI in the fintech to make sure that no fraudulent transaction can be performed? That is important when it comes to AI. Apart from that, we're a very fairly simple payments company, trying to expand globally, trying to achieve a very good user journey, trying to achieve the best pricing for our merchants. They can come, they can use our services and focus on the domestic payment methods and alternate payment methods which can give cheaper solutions to merchant. I would like to end my speech here by thanking you, all of you, for giving enough time to listening to myself and my team. And we just hope that we can put in that extra effort in the entire fintech journey, and we can make the life better for our customers, for having a seamless journey and better life and better experience and better pricing for our merchants to achieve them the best success rate and the best business practices. Thank you so much. Thank you.